You walk into a room. You haven't said a word. But trust me, I've already started taking mental notes. No, I'm not being paranoid. I'm being human. More specifically, I'm being a woman whose brain has evolved to scan for safety, sincerity, and subtle signs. All before you even introduce yourself. See, we often say we follow our hearts. But neuroscience tells a different story. Our brains make the first move, not our hearts. In fact, by the time a woman feels chemistry, her mind has already processed hundreds of invisible cues. As someone who's spent years exploring the science of behavior and admittedly dated a few emotionally confusing men along the way, I can tell you this: love isn't a lightning strike. It's an accumulation of observations, body language, tone, gestures, that the female brain evaluates rapidly and often subconsciously. This isn't about being judgmental. It's about being wired to survive and thrive. So today, we're diving deep into what women really notice when a man enters the room, and why. These aren't just opinions. They're backed by hard neuroscience, evolutionary psychology, and behavioral studies. Stick with me till the end because what you'll learn could change how you carry yourself forever. And hey, if you enjoyed deep dives into psychology, relationships, and how the human mind works, make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a moment that could transform your love life. Now, let's decode what women are really seeing. Before you say a single word, number 1, the entrance. Your posture talks before you do. The moment you walk into a room, your body is already speaking volumes, even if you haven't uttered a single word. That first impression, often made within 7 seconds or less, is dominated not by what you say, but how you carry yourself. Women are hardwired to observe this. Our brains, particularly the amygdala, which governs emotional response and fear detection, react immediately to body language. Why? Because evolutionarily, posture has always conveyed either threat or safety. A confident posture communicates strength, security, and leadership. A slouched or closed posture, on the other hand, may imply fear, insecurity, or lack of purpose. Picture this. A man enters a room with his shoulders back, chest open, head up, and a calm gait. Instantly, he commands presence. There's no arrogance, just grounded energy. Psychologists call this phenomenon thin slicing, our ability to make split-second judgments about someone's trustworthiness, confidence, or emotional state based on minimal nonverbal cues. Women, who are evolutionarily attuned to subtle signals of safety, detect these signs almost instantly. Studies from Harvard psychologist Amy Cuddy have shown that standing or sitting in expansive power poses not only affects how others perceive us, but also alters our own brain chemistry. These poses boost testosterone, associated with confidence and dominance, and lower cortisol, linked to stress. That's right, how you stand can actually make you feel more powerful and less anxious. But posture is more than just about attraction. It reflects emotional alignment. A man who stands tall is perceived as someone who owns his space and his truth. Women subconsciously register that kind of alignment as trustworthy, not because it's flashy, but because it's consistent. Compare this with someone who walks in distracted, hunched over their phone, or visibly tense. That kind of energy registers as fragmented, and a woman's nervous system, her neuroception, might interpret that as a threat or instability. Your posture is your prelude. It sets the tone. So when you walk into a room, ask yourself, are you stepping in like someone who's hiding, or like someone who's showing up? Own your body. Own your space. Own your story. Because before you speak, she's already heard it loud and clear. Number 2, how he treats the invisible people. It's easy to be polite to someone you're trying to impress, but women are watching how you behave when you think no one's watching, especially around the so-called invisible people. By invisible, we mean the barista at the coffee shop, the doorman at the hotel, the janitor cleaning the hallway, or the cashier at the grocery store. These aren't romantic prospects or business contacts. They're strangers. But how you treat them speaks volumes about your true character. This matters because of something called mirror neurons, specialized cells in our brain that activate both when we perform an action and when we observe someone else doing it. They help us empathize and simulate other people's feelings. So when a woman sees a man holding the door for someone or saying "thank you" with sincerity, her brain maps that behavior onto how he might treat her, especially during vulnerable or unglamorous moments. This observational process builds what neuroscientists call a predictive model. It's not just about who you are in a polished moment. It's about who you consistently are. Will you still be kind when the spotlight's off? Will you remain respectful when no reward is involved? On the flip side, if you're dismissive, impatient, or rude to strangers, that sends an equally loud message. It triggers dissonance, a disconnect between the version of yourself you're presenting and the truth that leaks out when you think no one's paying attention. Women aren't looking for perfection, but they are watching for patterns. A man who treats service workers with dignity, doesn't interrupt, and offers help without needing credit, that kind of man projects emotional intelligence, empathy, and secure masculinity. It says, "I'm not just good to you because I want something. I'm good because that's who I am." And yes, women will notice if your kindness feels forced or theatrical. Performative niceness can be spotted a mile away. Genuine respect doesn't need applause. It flows naturally. So next time you're in a public space, remember, character is how you treat people who can do nothing for you. And women? They notice. Number 3. His eyes are a lie detector. They say eyes are the window to the soul, but they're also the brain's most powerful truth detector. When a woman meets your gaze, her brain isn't just seeing your eyes. It's scanning, decoding, and interpreting your emotional intent. This is because eye contact activates a region of the brain called the fusiform face area, responsible for facial recognition and emotional analysis. Eye contact is among the first nonverbal cues we pick up on during interaction. It either builds a bridge or raises a wall. In the right amount, it creates an immediate sense of connection. It boosts oxytocin, the bonding hormone, and signals emotional availability. But when it's off balance, it can be a deal breaker. Too little eye contact. It's often read as insecurity, dishonesty, or disinterest. Too much, and it can feel intense, predatory, or performative. Striking the right balance, warm, natural, and consistent eye contact, makes a woman feel safe, seen, and respected. From a psychological standpoint, eye contact is crucial in establishing what's known as mutual attentiveness. This is the foundation of rapport. It tells the other person, "I'm here with you. I'm paying attention." When a man maintains soft eye contact while listening, without darting around or checking his phone, he's telling her she matters. Even more fascinating? Studies show that eye contact not only increases perceived attractiveness, but also enhances memory retention. That means a woman is more likely to remember you, and your words, if you held her gaze while saying them. But here's the key: authenticity. Eyes don't lie, but they can be coached to mislead. Women can usually tell the difference between genuine interest and a rehearsed stare. If your eyes align with your emotional state, if they match your tone, your words, and your energy, they create harmony. If they don't, the brain registers dissonance and trust erodes. So don't try to game eye contact. Just be present. Look with intention, not strategy. In a world where so many are glued to screens or guarded by fear, meaningful eye contact is rare and powerful. When done right, it builds trust before a single word is spoken. Number 4. His hands reveal what his mouth hides. Have you ever heard the phrase, "the body never lies"? Well, it's truer than most people realize, especially when it comes to the hands. The subtle movements, the fidgeting, the tension or calmness in a man's hands can reveal far more than his carefully crafted words ever could. In social psychology and neuroscience, researchers have long studied the disconnect that sometimes exists between what people say and what they actually feel. This gap is often where the truth hides, and it shows up in nonverbal behavior. One of the most revealing parts of the body in this context? The hands. When a man is nervous or hiding something, his hands often betray him. He might fidget with objects, tap his fingers, rub his palms, or repeatedly check his phone. even when there's no new notification. These small gestures are often subconscious attempts to self-soothe or to direct energy away from internal discomfort. In psychology, this is referred to as a form of cognitive dissonance, a mental discomfort that occurs when one's words, thoughts, or actions are not in harmony. So if he says he's relaxed but his hands are clenched, your brain picks up on the contradiction. Conversely, open hand gestures, palms visible, relaxed movements, can signal honesty, confidence, and emotional openness. Subconsciously, when someone shows their hands, we interpret it as a sign they're not hiding anything. It's a deeply rooted response from our evolutionary past, when hidden hands could have meant danger or deceit. Women, particularly those who are empathetically and socially attuned, are incredibly skilled at reading these microsignals. It's not about consciously judging someone every second, but rather, the brain is filtering information constantly, building a narrative in the background. You might not even realize you're doing it, but you're tracking whether his hand movements align with what he's saying. This is why your hands speak volumes, even in silence. Whether you're clasping them tightly when asked a vulnerable question or reaching out gently in a moment of connection, your nonverbal cues are shaping someone's perception of you. So the next time you're on a date, or even just meeting someone new, be mindful of your hands. Not in a performative way, but as a check-in with yourself. Are you comfortable? Are your words aligned with your emotions? Because whether you know it or not, someone across the table is watching and understanding more than you think. Number 5. His energy speaks louder than his outfit. You could walk into the room wearing the most expensive designer suit, shoes polished, hair perfect, and still make a woman feel uncomfortable without saying a single word. Why? Because while your appearance may capture attention, it's your energy that creates an emotional impression. This invisible language, the way your presence feels, is more than just a vibe. It's a real psychological phenomenon rooted in what scientists call neuroception. Coined by Dr. Stephen Porges, neuroception is the nervous system's ability to detect safety or danger in our environment without the need for conscious thought. It's how we assess someone's energy before they even open their mouth. Think of it like this. You've probably met someone who didn't say anything offensive, didn't do anything wrong, but you just couldn't relax around them. Your body felt tense, your stomach churned, your instinct told you to pull back. On the flip side, maybe you met someone who barely said a word, but you immediately felt at ease. That's neuroception at work. It's your body's biological radar scanning for cues. Is this person emotionally safe, trustworthy, calm? Or are they unpredictable, intense, or potentially threatening? For women especially, this system is fine-tuned by both evolution and social experience. Centuries of social conditioning and survival instincts have made many women hyper-aware of emotional and physical safety. So when a man enters a space, we unconsciously scan for his energy signature. Is he grounded, present, or does he bring chaos and emotional volatility into the room? This is why confidence isn't about being loud or dominant. It's about emotional regulation, the ability to stay calm, centered, and responsive rather than reactive. A man who carries himself with calm energy, who listens more than he speaks, who maintains steady eye contact, and who isn't always in a rush to prove something, sends powerful signals of emotional safety. That makes us feel more secure, more open, and more likely to connect on a deeper level. Compare that to someone who's constantly trying to impress, interrupting, laughing too loudly, or dominating the space. Their energy may feel overwhelming, even if they mean well. It's not always about intention. It's about the subconscious emotional data you're transmitting. So, if you want to be memorable, focus less on your appearance and more on the energy you bring into the room. Are you someone who can emotionally anchor others? Someone who exudes presence and calm, without needing to control the moment? Because the truth is, what we feel about someone lingers far longer than what they wore. That gut feeling you give off? That's what we remember. And that's what makes us either lean in or walk away. So, the next time you wonder why she didn't text back, remember, it's not just about what you said, but what you silently showed. Her brain was already decoding your posture, your hands, your energy, even before you spoke. This isn't magic. It's science, instincts, and experience working together. If you want to truly connect, Align your words, actions, and presence. Because women don't just listen, we observe. If this opened your eyes, hit that like button, subscribe for more powerful insights, and drop a comment below. What's one silent signal you've noticed that changed everything?